Hmm. Huh? Oh shoot. Sorry guys. I just got a little call from a certain someone. Let's get right into it. How did you get into animating stuff? Dumb question, but yeah, that was a good question. Don't worry about it, person. So at some point in the year 2018, I was very interested in how animators that worked on movies create such beautiful and captivating moments by keyframing inanimate subjects to life, as well as creating an engaging story. I also got inspired by other Roblox animators and movies made by the same community, which caused me to create anime on Roblox for a long time. I went from stop motion to keyframing, so it was quite the journey honestly. Any tips on posting in Roblox? And how can I obtain effects that you use in your animations in Roblox? Well, for R6, posing can be a bit tricky due to the rig being simple, so oftentimes you have to kind of bend the body parts a little bit. I recommend using posing references that you can find online and learn how to pose that way. I also struggle with posing myself, that's why I would rather use a camera and move it into the position where you don't really see any faults in the posing. And for the effects, my stash is literally the toolbox. If ever need some VFX, I'll just have my VFX pack. Also Flash? They got that too. So thank you to those people that creates free models to use. I really appreciate you guys doing that for us since wow, it's like a lot to choose from. I now have a question. So like we're working on 2 movies right now. Which one is gonna be released first? Well, Visionary is still on in development. I'm waiting to publish a teaser of it when I meet my requirements. Side Blocksters is getting postponed for a good while, but I plan to make a final episode for season 1. Last but not least, the Decaying Agency. I plan to give this a sequel. My vision on the sequel is very strong, so expect the watch time to be maybe 25 minutes long. I want this to be the best Roblox short film out there. And may God have mercy on our souls for what I'm about to create for the Decaying Agency. How long does it typically take to make an animation? It all depends. Short, simple animations take at least an hour to create if it's just raw animation and you've been animating on Roblox for a long time. If you're a person that creates short films with a good understanding in cinematography and storyboarding, definitely 6 months or more, because the effort is large and the amount of effects you need to make a film look good takes time. If you're a solo animator, those time frames could be the case, but maybe it's more faster for a team. Who knows? I've been going solo since day 1, and still getting inspired every day to create cool animations for you guys. Why are you still making videos when you know that you won't get any views? Do what you love, do what you can. I may not get any major views, but there are a good amount of you guys that loves my work, and I really appreciate that. While I'm doing it for you guys, I'm also doing it for me. To let the internet know that I can also create films in Roblox as well. Now, as long as someone is interested in watching Roblox movies, I'll stay relevant for a good time, even if I don't get a good amount of views in. Good question. What is your favorite food? I really like banh mi and pho, as those are great luxury dishes from my country, Vietnam. I've also tasted some American barbecue ribs, and oh my goodness, I devoured it all. So juicy and tender, dude. And I heard that if the meat is not to fall off the bone, that's a good thing. And beef burrito tacos are so good too as well. And tamales, oh my god, love tamales. They're simple, price good protein, calories too as well, and I think it kind of fills you up. I'm pretty sure, I'm assuming, if you dip them in categorized sauces, then for sure it's gonna taste really good. Make more Decaying Winter. It's your most popular video. Don't worry, Rose. I plan to. Will you do some sort of anime tutorial by the near future? If so, hope to see how you animate those fighting scenes. Would love to see animation progress. I got you, Shake Rider. I'll definitely consider making an animation tutorial for you guys, especially for fighting. It's gonna be tough to explain since I myself sometimes just wing it, but what I want to show you would hopefully make you understand better. So yeah. Do you like noodles? Very serious question. I very much do. And this is a very serious answer. Club animations. Did I say your name? I do apologize for the mishap, and I hope you are satisfied by my answer. I bow down to you. Can you do a backflip? Alright, you guys ready? Okay. Huh? So you animate fights pretty well. Can you fight? I'm a choreographer when it comes to martial arts, so I don't think I can fight at all. The reason why is because I never engaged in sparring to the point where I get comfortable fighting someone. So anything that involves violence, or I'd rather try to de-escalate the situation. The closest thing to sparring was being in a gun club that I used to be in. We would use techniques and methods of learning the way of the blade, respectfully and brutally. Have you ever tried animating in Blender? I did try actually. It wasn't much, but I animated a weird rig where I tested on the camera and animated the head to make it look at the camera. The model wasn't even properly rigged, so there was no IK or FK joints to choose from. Just rotation and drag to move. Maybe I'll try again with a proper rig. Just maybe. What was your inspiration of your series, Sly Boxsters? Cowboy Bebop, and your Jiro's old unit made by Jackie Pounders. The GOAT, the legend, the man, the myth, the only one, the only myth. Given your Discord user, I've been trying to add you for like 3 months. I got you, dude. But as for the actual question, how many projects currently ongoing? I got like 5 massive ones, and I'm curious to see if other people are the same as well. Yep, I sent you my Discord to you in the reply box. And I currently have 3 projects ongoing. Ultimately just 2 since Lightboxers is being postponed until I create something for it. So yeah. Do you have a girlfriend? I do not. I'm single, and I'm thriving to be a house husband. Yeah! What made you make this channel and anime on it? This channel was supposed to be where I post all my miscellaneous stuff, as you can tell by the video edits I did and K-pop. But ever since I found out about animating, this channel slowly became a Roblox animation channel, and I don't regret it one bit. Inspiration for animating, and if you don't have an inspiration, who is your favorite animator? What are you mainly inspired by? Is there anything that inspires you? And what made you get into Roblox animation? Well, for you guys. What inspired me to animate was mostly because of other cinematic movies and other Roblox animators out there that has made Roblox movies. Jackie Pounders, my favorite animator, was definitely my main inspiration to literally learn to be an animator. I'm sure he's proud of me about how far I've become. I'm sure he's proud of everyone that creates Roblox movies. That's just the kind of person he is. As long as he's put in the effort to create your story, he'll commend you all the way. But of course, indeed. How does one add that oomph to fight scenes? How do you make it so fast paced, but at the same time, very hard hitting and intense? Ah, the oomph sound. Well, if one of the characters do land a heavy hit, I would sometimes add a slow-mo to really convey how hard the hit was, then animate the way how the victim gets hit by it, you know? And then there's the camera. Definitely add a bit of camera shake to convey how hard the hit is, and maybe even do like a rewind moment where it shows the hit again, but in a different camera position. I could elaborate on it more, but I'll probably explain it a little bit more in an Avis tutorial. But yeah, I hope for now that answers your question. Please let me voice act for you. I'm available. Which, oh goodness, your workflow process, storyboarding, your process of choreographing, scripts or notes. Jackie, the man, the myth, I don't really do storyboarding. It's all mentally in my head while I try to figure out a good setting to create. I write down the buildings and objects I need inside the script and just go from there. So my workflow is mainly relying on my scripts, since I add some elements of storyboarding and notes for myself inside the initial script. For choreographing, I usually just pace around my room and do multiple fighting combos until one looks cool to use. That elbow to the head, finished with a spinning hook, that was all me. And once I do get the fighting combo, I also research some positive references to get some knowledge on how to animate the moves and, you know, mix it together into one, clean and smooth. What is your favorite beverage? Euro soy milk, turbo bubble tea, and pearl soybean drink. I like these a lot. They're creamy and nice and subtle tasting. Not too thick, but not too sweet. Just the right amount. You guys should definitely try them, please. It's a smooth feeling. How do you do fight animations, and how do you make your fight scenes? For me, it's kind of confusing. I tried to animate the elements of realism in my fights, so I'm mostly studying fight scenes used in movies, especially Chinese movies. They're too good with them. Study how the camera moves in fight scenes and learn how to choreograph a fight of your own. But of course, I'll explain it more in a tutorial later. Alright? What do you animate on, and when do you start animating? I animate using Moon Animator, and I started around 2018. When are you ever going to take a break? Having this much workload on you isn't good. Yeah, I'm managing, so don't worry. If I do need some time away to get where I need to be in life, I'll let you guys know, alright? But for now, I'm gonna try my best to bring some cool content for you guys. That was college. College has been alright so far. I've gotten some hiccups here and there, but I'm still able to graduate, so that's good for me. Thanks for asking. Are you looking for any extra voice actors? If so, when will you hold an audition and where? I'm not looking for any voice actors at the moment, but when the opportunity arises, I will definitely hold an audition on Discord and choose your character based on your voice. You must have a decent mic and casual knowledge of voice acting. I really love to hear different kinds of voices, so I'll definitely do a one-on-one with you guys and you hear how your voices sounds like. Okay? And lastly, how many episodes will Sideboxers have? 3 episodes. Third episode will be the grand finale, and of course, I'll have a long episode. You may need to wait a little bit longer since I am postponing the series, but I will try my best to complete it later on. And those are all the questions I have answered. I'm glad you guys gave me some questions I can answer, and I hope I answered your questions. So yeah, that was our first time doing it. I feel great. Hope you guys feel great as well. See you guys later. I'll come back with another banger and keep learning more animations for you guys. Okay.